Oh,
Hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya 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 hey hi yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Ukiepino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wasa pepe Agik tabi ichachi ya bino hey yo hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya yo hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Ukiepino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wata pebi hagik tabi ichachi abino hey yo
new glasses.
hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo
New.
hey ha ya hey ya yo hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha hey yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Ukiepino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wata pebi hagik tabi ichachi ya bino hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya yo hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha hey yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Ukiepino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wata pebi hagik tabi ichachi ya bino hey yo
Haumi taku yapi. Good to see everybody again. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today on our Buffalo Chasers podcast. Again, we got Mr. Tommy Christian in the house. Haishni, but I don't know where he's at. But we got Dexy Earl Bullhead is in the house. Looks like he's in lockdown quarantine, but he's with us here. And so every week, relatives, we try to come at you with some good cultural literacy content, some good healthy discussions shared by these two individuals that we look up to and for helping us out here. We want to thank them for joining us, Mr. Earl Bullhead and Mr. Tommy Christian. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Fort Peck Community College. So we want to thank the board of directors of Fort Peck Community College and President Gordon No. And I want to thank Dexy for joining us. I know he's always podcasting and they're always asking him to do these really important things, not just in the community, but nationally with all this Zoom stuff, man. And he first popped in on this call. I didn't, who's that AIM member over there with those old school glasses? But I'm glad he's here with us. So with that, maybe before we get started, we could wo check ya gahapi. If you could, Dexy Earl, help us out with a prayer, please.
Wuchika you have wopila kaga. Tuake na khubna yaka nigabe. Ushim ki apiele. Taku he uskashka pie chateta hana. Asota washtestu yukcha. Uskamba chahe u. Yuhale wuchike yukchana makina. Wachewa kinkte. At khokashila wakantka. Wana ke wopila tako yakap pile. Toa apetu hihuni chan. Apetu etokushke taona takuya. Yemakabazo kiena. Tahad tako spemichikte. So he untokashila he. Pila ota wopila. Ukaka onichap cha on. De ushe chima kena hena. Ja, die bloedjena, ja, woedje, ik ga ke. Ze hoe een avond daar. En oma kia je, je tela hema, wana kele, taku he, wijze ki hunike he, ja, makina he. Lila wopila trakala, wekta cha he oina. Ja, illustreke niskola wakage. Zij het gekashla betu le hatio oyation kip kap kija wuchik ya nichap chao. Ena wuchik et khagna khona ena okay. Na kutu akelana de wazaka shkashkag he. Ja kia uita account he. The Turtle Island, the Tuakahena is a Wuchik, and each of Bena, Wuchik at Khana Khona, Ushik, Jena, Ushuk. So, Hule, Hitahale, Wuchik, Hate Topataka, et Kahe, Wuchik, Kai up Chahe, Ushuk. Nakunach, Shilila Oyato, Kitkab Nahachi, Takuk, and each of Utechike a je woitegna. Taku jae opret khunichapina. Ena chae mushiachchi wuchiket khagna khonana. Ena okiae tukashila. Chae utkashila le takukuk a yukchavna wogla kapke he ohina chateta hanas untayakel yukchav chae. Mushiach nach ona kuke apie. Zaat khokashla u tiwa hek u kit khapi u keja he. Ilo ota waze kapche he khokashla. Oche ke trag nach ona na okaye. Aku tuake na akichi tana timaza okana nu china. Ithoka vie yapke na jahe tenkele Opila Ukagap Chaheo Kashila, Utkana Komanikte. So had Hukashli, Ushioke Apie, Leampeto Yaku Pile, Oh, Vidaki.
Oh, Wopida Dexy, beautiful prayer. Off our podcasting in a good way. So that makes me feel good. Again, thank you for sharing. So relatives, before we get started here, we want to make a few quick announcements about our weekly drawing. And so we incentivize participation weekly by recognizing a few individuals that shared our podcast on Facebook. They smashed that love button, gave us a like. We want to recognize them for going out on a limb and showing support for our podcast. And we want to encourage those of you that I wouldn't say are lurking, but are kind of timid to push that love button. You know, this is your opportunity. So, so last week there was a couple individuals that won the drawing, and we had a Kindle Fire up for grabs, and the winner of that Kindle Fire is Joyce Williams. Gonna win a chicken dinner. And we also got a Cho Buffalo Chasers parka jacket up for grabs, man. So there's this individual, I know they could really use it. It says -24 over here. I was like, oh, so that parka will serve you well. And the winner of that Cho jacket is Kevin Razor. Winner. Chicken winner. Thank you.
Winner, Shunka dinner.
Oh, Shunka dinner.
Shunka dinner. Oh.
Yeah. So you can retrieve that, Joyce and Kevin, those prizes by giving us a call at 406-768-6370. Give us your name and mailing address. We can ship it out to you. But if you're in the neighborhood, stop on over. You could still register for a few classes while you're here, pick up your prizes, and be on your merry way. So with that, thank you for joining us. Dekshi Tommy, Dekshi Earl, Dokadi Duk Champi.
Oh, dai chanu toshka ake wana ke hecha tuelo. Oh man, this guy kind of knows how to run these programs. I just got off another podcast with Donnie Wetzel in the state. There's a gathering of elders that they do, and we got off that, and I had to run over to here. And then this evening, I'm going on another a Zoom call with one of my buddies from Peguis, Alberta. She's got a show. She's an opera singer, and she wants me to be on her show. So I'll do that this evening. And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'm gonna get on a call with Dr. Drew. Yeah, we're just gonna set it up. I'm just gonna see if he's trying to patronize us or actually make a difference in Indian country. But I'll determine that at the time after we do our interview. So yeah, but other than that, heck, I was just busier in a one-legged man in the ass kicking contest. But not supposed to cuss. I apologize for anybody that may be offended by that. Oh, knock it off.
That's just a donkey.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't sing, huh? Gee.
No, I know it. Please don't sing it.
Opera hot in the image. I got a little nervous.
Right away he's going. I remember Mike Hotai used to do that. He was good at it though. He didn't kind of do that at powwows. But
cracked me up when I first heard that.
Yeah. You know, when these things are all happening, I think it's important for us to understand that our adaptation into this virtual experience through our Zoom meetings and podcasts, and they're so prevalent. Everybody's having them. And then you just jump on one, jump on the other, and get on here and get on there. And it really is convenient to kind of convey the message that you or offer your opinion or participate in the discussion about various things. And I think that would be so helpful for a lot more people to get involved in stuff like that and really learn about how to do these things and get the word out about how we're doing things. And that elders thing we were just discussing, and I tried to convey the message to the rest of these elders. They're from Canada and the state of Montana, basically, and to help them understand that, hey, you know, we kind of respected their way. We went to their church, we spoke their language, we learned their way of life, everything. Now we're asking if they would just look back our way now, based on that cultural ineptness, and help them become a little bit more culturally responsive to how we do things as well. And then together we can make it a much better place for our young people. That's kind of where I'm hoping this elders group or these wisdom keepers, these knowledge keepers will take an interest in really establishing some sort of a base or a foundation of acknowledging, and I hate to say it, but I have to, acknowledging the legitimacy of our way of life. Eh? And boy, that just bothers me that we always have to legitimize who and what we are. And then you get idiots out there that are charging big bucks for stuff that they don't know nothing about, and then so they wing it. They just kind of BS themselves through it, and then the other people think that that's the way it is, and it's not. And then they present us as savage and pagans and crazy voodoo doctors and go into little voodoo huts and do witchcraft against other people. They got to believe in that. And that's not even who and what we are. But that's what that was all about. So other than that, I thought it was really good. I know Chie had some issues he'd like to bring up, especially as it relates to why we're doing this under COVID. We're trying to kind of respect COVID, but at the same time, maintain that sense of our human needs and communicate with one another. But we got to protect ourselves. And I know that Chie, you had a concern too on how these things are dealt with, eh?
Well, as careful as we think we are,
Yeah.
this variant is very mysterious. I mean, it's baffling everybody as far as how contagious it is, and it's even changing its makeup. I, for myself, am very careful because of my medical condition with and so double masking, staying out of crowds, Kmart and those shopping areas. So I double mask, and I stay in a car. I drive. The younger ones are chancing it, but we have to shop and we have to get our sustenance. Well, last week on a Thursday, I had all of us tested. We were negative. Our whole house was negative. But they swabbed my nostrils, not way up there by the between the eyeballs, but just at the entrances of the bogey part of our nose, our nostrils part. And that was negative. Well, the next day, I was instructing classes, my little second graders, and I had both genders in there, the boys and girls, and usually I just deal with the boys. But the other individual was positive, so he had to be quarantined too. So as I was standing there, I got faint, and I was very fortunate that there was a office chair behind me, so I sunk into that. Otherwise, I would have hit the floor. And when I got up, I had all these little second graders. They're scrambling all over, trying to get on the phone. Let me do it. You know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. All this kind of stuff. All these little ones. Yeah. I looked up like that. And finally, one little girl was standing. She said, "I'll go get security." So she ran out of the classroom. She went and got security. So they came and got me ready, and I got my walker and I got on it, and they took me out front. My granddaughter picked me up, took me to the hospital. And who knows what transpired as far as my condition was, but all I know is that they tested me again. And this time the swabs went up the nostrils, all the way up towards between the eyes where you almost sneeze, Yeah. And that tested positive. So I called the school, and I had my grandson in the high school because we have a number of cases there. And they tested him again, and this time it was positive. And so my main concern is that in the procedures in which they test for this, whether you have it or not, are we following standard procedures? Because within the 24-hour period, I was tested negative, and the next morning didn't go anywhere, came straight home, tested positive. And so oftentimes when this first came out, they used to take the swabs all the way up the nostril between the eyes, like. And to me, I think that was a little more accurate. This is uncomfortable, but more accurate.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so that experience, how would you say, it becomes a culturally relevant because in our mindset, when you get sick like that, and I was told of the Omicron, that they are administering and having good results with this Omicron antibiotic solution.
Yeah.
That they were recommending it to old people, especially the medical condition. And so I was convinced that this is the way to go because I've had 2 vaccinations. I've had a booster, and I had another booster on top of that. And I had these other for flu kind of type of thing.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I was pretty well secure in thinking that this is a good thing, right? So anyway, so I agreed to have that solution put in intravenously.
Yeah.
Takes 30 minutes. Takes 30 minutes to go into your system.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm nervous, because
Yeah.
I'm getting into something I never. And so anyway, so they administer 30 minutes and then an hour of observation that they monitor your later. And I got the EKG on, I got the oxygen level on, and I started feeling better. I mean, I said, this is a good thing. So they were about getting my paperwork ready to discharge me. And I started shaking. And pretty soon my heart started, how would you say it? Couldn't catch my breath.
Yeah.
I was gasping for air. And so I asked for warm blankets. And so they brought those and covered me up. And I continued to do that for 30 minutes, shaking. And so they got a little concerned about it. And they said, well, you're doing okay. It's just going to take time for this to take place. So I went through it for another 30 minutes. And I mean, you can't take a deep breath and you're cha-cha all over the place.
Yeah.
And then, so I said, this shaking business has happened to me once before while I was working in Sacred Nations in Wahpeton. And they gave me I was dehydrated. So the person in charge gave me that stuff they put in your veins for moisture, for dehydration, saline.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they gave me a shot in my left shoulder of steroids. They gave me another shot in my right shoulder that speeded my heart up. Now I'm really getting the HA, it's transpiring here because when you get in that state of mind where you can't breathe, I'm thinking to myself, I says, is this part of the process that's affecting me, or am I reacting to this new serum that they're giving me? And so they say your heart rate's good, your temperature's good, your oxygen's good, and all that. And I'm laying there waiting for it. There's another 30 minutes. So right now I've gone through the shakes for about 90 minutes. I'm shaking,
Wow.
and trying to catch my breath. And so that takes a lot of energy out of you. So after they administered those other 2 shots, and pretty soon I start calming down, came down. And so they decided to keep me for observation. So they stuck me in what they call a free room, where there's oxygen taken out of the window and filtered and all that stuff. And so I'm breathing pretty much pure oxygen, sleeping in there, which really helped a lot. So when you're under stress and you get fatigued, I managed to eat Jell-O, drink some juice, some water, and I managed to go to sleep. And then I woke up sweaty. My sheets were all full of sweat. And as I turned around like that, there was a black figure standing in my room where I was laying. And I looked really hard, but it was dark. And so my first impulse was I said, Heniehe, Iktomi, Heniehe, is that you? Iktomi?
Yeah.
He said, I'm a doctor, he said. But you know, when you're in that state of mind, you don't know if you're dreaming or if this is reality, you know, separate reality. I mean, I think they
Yeah.
wrote a book about it. But anyway, next thing you know, he's got his hands on my hernia and his patitashka, he's pushing it in and out.
Yeah.
I said, what? I said, what are you doing? Well, see, I'm talking Lakota, you know. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm just checking your hernia. He said, to see how you're doing, it's hardening or soft. And he said, I said, I'll send you home with some other medication that's going to help you if you go into a reaction again. And I'm assuming that stuff they give you if you're allergic to something, you know. So anyway, so I got some sleep. I woke up next morning like that. And here, the doctor showed up and here, he was a Hasapa man. So when he was standing in the dark, he had a black mask on, he had black gloves on, he was all dressed in black. So Tokesha thought he was the Grim Reaper, and Iktomi has come to see me, you know. I said, did I talk to you last night? He said, yeah. He said, you called me Iktomi. He said, but I know who that is, he said. I said, wow, I was dreaming that was you. He said, yeah. Yeah, he said, I'm your Iktomi.
Yeah. Should check his legs, see if they're hairy like Iktomi.
Yeah, I said, I should ask him if he's a Hishman, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, through all this strife and stuff like that, things like that happened that, I mean, I wouldn't know where I'd be if I wasn't able to enjoy my life, you know?
Oh,
So Tim and I are laughing together about that. Anyway, I thought that was a unique experience, even though I had gone to a reaction. So they call me now. They call me this morning and said, if any changes, just come in.
That's good.
Emergency. So, yeah, so soup it is, you know, she can do
Yeah.
a soup. You know, it's all I can take down right now, but symptomatically, it's your headache between your, you know, right above your head. I took a Tylenols before I came on, so I'm a little rested. I mean, and then your sore throat in the morning, you can't get up, you can hardly swallow. So what they really recommend is chloroseptic.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
recommending. All this, yeah, it's supposed to be good for your throat because it really numbs it up good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the sore throat, and then the breathing is a little shallow.
Yeah.
But for me at 73 now, it's my joints are kind of sore, but they said it's on a upper respiratory area that you feel the effects.
Yeah. But you
know,
how many
so-
days now since you've been positive?
Let's see, according to my confinement day, I'm in my 7th day.
Oh shit, well, you got over it now, bro.
Well, see, the tribe mandated 10 days.
Yeah.
So that's what they have to go by, the school board.
Yeah.
So I won't go back to work till Monday. And then I gotta be tested before I'm allowed into the building. And with all that's happening, we don't know. You know, it's one of those things, it's really hard to isolate when it comes into your home, because I was very careful, really careful.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, where did I come in
Still
contact
got
with?
it, yeah.
Because I wore my masks, you know, in
Mhm.
school, you know. So, and then the other thing I forgot is runny nose, your sinuses.
Oh,
Pachli, you know, it runs
Ah.
quite a bit. I think I've gone through about 3 boxes of Kleenex.
yeah.
But anyway, I'm really happy my granddaughter's here taking care of me.
Had you to.
But we
Oh,
both,
yeah.
yeah, so they keep their distance. I'm here by myself. And the only word I can think about is the word oikshija, you know. Sure
Yeah.
love to be out there, you know. Can't go to ball games. Can't go try my luck, feeling lucky tonight, you know, kind of stuff. Go visiting or nothing like that. It's all, but I think it's the safest way to be, though. It's the best way
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
You know, sanitizing everything, you know, keeping handy wipes, you know, even if down to the computer, you know, everything, just trying to maintain anything things are sanitized, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought today we would try to encourage people to say, you know, the best remedy is to stay home.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling well and I know it's tough, you know, especially if you're a household, you're the matriarch in the family and you gotta, you know, things that you have to make decisions for your family. That's difficult. I know that. But the safest way to do it is just to get those self-testing kits.
Yeah.
Stay home and just relax and let your body heal itself. That's what it amounts to. So with prayer, daily prayers, morning, evening, and sometimes just plain old wopila for eating, you know, those are all therapeutic, you know, that helps you maintain your composure, not get too depressed, you know, but you still feel it. Like, you know, I like to be with my missus right now, but you know, it just isn't going to happen that way. But anyway, so understanding all that stuff and just putting it in balance, you know, a few more days, you know, I'll be up and about again, but still exercise. Don't take for granted that you can't be touched. You know, I was very careful. Masks everywhere and all the time, double masks, you know, and everything, sanitation, steering wheel, car door. I mean, I was very, very careful, and yet somewhere along the line, I picked it up.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Encourage people to sanitize, you know, be very, how would you say it, be on task with it, you know. Don't think for a second that you can't be touched by it.
Shit, me,
So anyway, I
yeah.
thought I'd share that.
Yeah, Mija, Lila Wamaya za. Holy kite.
Yeah.
Ezi, holy kite. Throat, everything. Oh man, I thought I was gonna die.
Bones.
Bones, all my bones, my joints. Saturday night, I didn't think I was gonna wake up Sunday morning, but I didn't care.
Ooh,
And holy, but that's how sick I was. And then I woke up Sunday morning and I said, wow, okay. But oh man, gajos and making it whistle.
shata.
Okay. But
Making like an eagle, huh?
yeah. And then I thought I had what I thought I had was that virus, eh?
Cool. Yeah.
And here, boy, I was sick and I thought I was gonna die Saturday, and then Sunday I was sick in the dog. Monday I couldn't get out of bed. Monday night I had a rough go at it. Holy crap. Well, I come out of it today just like that. I come out of it, boom. I'm saying, what the heck? I'm just weak.
You're
'cause
negative.
yeah, and I was
Yeah,
negative.
fatigue.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I was negative. I took the rapid test, eh? And I was negative. And I hear that surprised me, but I thought, heck, I thought I was gonna die because of that COVID got me, eh? So it came from not if I was gonna get it, it came down to when.
Yeah, when it was gonna happen.
Yeah. And so
Well, right away I ordered chicken with the skin on it.
yeah.
My aunt used to say, it's good for your system. Make soup out of it with the skin.
Uh-huh.
You know, she said that's a good remedy for your system. So when she was at old folks' home, she used to ask my daughters, he said, did you bring me my chicken's butt? Every time we went to see her, she said, you didn't forget my chicken's butt, did you, girls? Anyway, so I ordered that. And so that's pretty much my diet right there. Toast, honey, peanut butter, oatmeal, cornmeal. Nothing greasy, nothing heavy. It's just stick with that.
All I did was drink
Gatorade.
electrolytes, Gatorade. That's all I
That
did.
too, yeah.
I couldn't even
Yeah.
eat. I couldn't eat. I said,
Yeah.
holy crap, boy, that's why I was so weak. But now I'm kind of coming
Out of it, as old as we
Yeah.
are, man,
Yeah.
we're all right.
I
Yeah,
know it.
we'll make it.
Make it again.
Well,
so.
See, the thing of it is, this is twice I've gotten it now.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I was very careful then too.
well, you work in the
I have,
school, Chia, that's why you're around all those children,
Yeah.
eh? Up
Oh,
here,
yeah.
like a lot of these kids in the schools are really catching it, just boom, 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 one right after
Oh.
another, just, they're testing positive, just like that, from one, they test them twice a day, I think, in the morning and the afternoon. The morning they'll be good, afternoon, come and get your kid, come and get your kid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
But,
happening.
And then, of course,
That's
they're all
happening
trying
here
to
too.
keep the schools open all the time, and I don't understand, but at the same time, I think something's gonna have to happen. The little guys are gonna have to get vaccinated. They're trying to get all the
Mhm.
little kids vaccinated now, 5 years and older, but, oh, man. That
Yeah, they
thing
got
is-
an incentive program going on here.
Yeah, it's running rampant up here in Fort Belknap. It's really bad. They're in lockdown in Fort Belknap. They're locked down now because they got so many cases, eh?
Yeah, Belcourt went on, they just got back to school today. They were down for a couple of weeks.
Uh,
So that those decisions are made up to, the board and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a matter of, the influx of people that come in. We have people that come down from Bismarck every day and work,
Yeah,
and they come into Fort Yates to all the districts, councilmen. So it's when they say it's a war, that's what's happening, trying to isolate and trying to keep control of it and monitor data and all that stuff. They're busy, it's gonna be like that for
hey,
a while.
I know what I was gonna ask Elijah. Toshka, did you get your drumsticks in your bag?
Yeah, we just got I think yesterday. It'd been sitting over in the mailroom there for a little while, and then someone said, "Hey, there's this bag. It says cola on it." I said, "No." Oh, that's mine. I said, we got that from Earl. So yeah, they got it set over there by the that chancheja that we made together, and
Oh,
I smudged them up in a good way, and so that
oh,
taste looks just really some way kind of cho. And so
Yeah.
a bunch of those blue handled sticks. So yeah, they're ready to rock. Yeah, we got them.
yeah. Chia said every turn that he put on those wraps on there, he smudged it, and then he turned it, smudge it. Whoa!
Clockwise, huh?
We're still making them, huh?
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah, I forgot. But I was sick and I was coming back around though. So it's all good.
Yeah. And nothing else to do but sew, stitch, watch TV.
Yeah.
Watching pretty good stuff,
I'm gonna have to get
I
me
was
a
gonna
chair like
watch-
you got. That's a dandy chair you got there. What the
Yeah,
heck?
I was kind of flexing because it looked like if I do it just right, it looks like I'm the Iron Man.
Oh, next. Oh
Good
yeah,
stuff
with
on
your
there.
shoulders out there.
All time. I don't know if I told you this, but I have pleasant memories about my brother and I. My niece's grave sunk. So one of my cousins, she said, "You boys need to come down here and fix that grave."
Yeah.
It collapsed, So I was living in Fort Totten. So I called Tom and I said, "Hey, bro," I said, "you need to go down there and take care of Candy's grave. It collapsed." I said, "Loretta called me." Go down there. He said, we didn't want to go down there. So I talked to my missus. I said, "What, Candy's grave collapsed?" I said, "I don't think Tom's going to go down there." She said, "Well, get all you need. Shovels and rakes and boards and nails, all of that stuff." And so I loaded up my pickup and I came back Fort Totten down to McLaughlin and spent the night and had a nice breakfast. Tom didn't want to go. I said, "You're coming with me, man." I said, "Come on." Chinkishni, he got in the car and we let down there. And sure enough, she's collapsed quite a bit. He said, "How are we going to do this?" I said, "Well, Uncle Mike lives over here." I said, "Let's talk to him." And so he said, "There's some dirt north of the powwow grounds." He said, "Use that." He said, "It's been sitting there for years. No one's done anything with it." So we hauled all that dirt and did what we could to level it out, and make it neat, and clean the other graves. One thing led to another. So we started about 9 in the morning, and we didn't get out until about 6 o'clock. People would come over and they say, "Can you clean my grandma's grave?"
Yeah, yeah.
I got a lawnmower, so we were busy all day long. Finally, we started gathering all the dead flowers and weeds and stuff, and we got into it. We cleaned it up, and here there was a doings going on, memorial, and one of the grandmas, no, we chasha na wa talk to pi chano big. Looks nice, the graveyard. Come and eat. And he'll come and look
Oh,
at me,
oh,
So we went over
Sted.
there. I had a key, just a ring around it for my pickup.
Yeah.
So we went in there like that and visited. That was nice. I'll never forget that. Sit around La Jolia and everybody speaking La Jota. Anyway, so we ate and that and stuff. And we went back outside and was going to start the car and I couldn't find my key. I said, "It's here. I had it right here." I said, "It's in the ignition." So we looked all over, we raked wherever we were at, walked all over the place looking for that key, and we couldn't find it. And my brother said, "I want to get home." He's diabetic, get like that grouchy. It's getting dark, so we get home, So all I said, "There's only one other way." I said, "I'm going to hot wire it." I said, "We're taking a chance, but that's the only way I can get it back up there." So he said, "Well, look for a wire." I said, "Your sister Veronica came out. She had some other nuns and women with her." She said, "Gentlemen," she said, "what's the problem?" I said, "We lost the car key." So everybody went looking inside, garbage, church, and kitchen. We went through all the trash bag. Nothing. So finally I said, "Well," she said, "Gentlemen," she said, "give me a second." She said, "I'll get the sisters." I didn't think nothing of it. She came out. "Gentlemen," she said, "let's form a circle and pray to Saint Anthony, the saint of lost articles." I didn't know that, but that's my brother's middle name.
Yeah.
Thomas Anthony, But I didn't know that, So anyway, so Chinkashni, he was standing between two women holding their hands. The Stru guy, Yeah, he didn't want to even be there, So standing there, Marine, and I standing. So she said some nice prayers, and made you feel good. And she said, "My relatives, brother," she said, "have faith. The Lord will provide." She said, it stuck in my head,
Yeah.
I said, "Well, get ready, Tom." I said, jumped in the car and I wired it up, put it on the coil. I said, "We got to move fast." I said, "It's my burnout. We'll be on the road, but if we can make it back, we'll be all right." So we took off, and it's a long climb up the Bullhead Hill, Rock Creek Hill. As we were going up like that, there was a car. We were going pretty slow, had a low gear. There was a car coming around to pass us, and it's dusty, gravel road. And so I was looking back and looked in the mirror, and here that key was stuck in the door. We looked there a ton of times,
Yeah, yeah.
So we got it passed and got on top of it. Over is a kind of a view on top of the hill. I jumped out like this and I said, "Open the hood and I pull that wire off. It's hot." And Tom said, "What are you doing?" He said, "It's getting dark." He said, "I got to get home." I said, "Hey, brother," I said, come here, look. He come on the back of the pickup. I said, "Look, there's the key right there." He looked at me like this. Shit, this is, come, man. This is a sacred event. I said, she said, "The Lord will provide." I said, "There it is right there, the key." I said, we looked out, there it is. "All for the lack of censorship," he said. "The heck with you, you son of a..." "You're always doing this to me." "Yeah," I said, "Well, kind of." I said, "Hey, you're always doing this to me." It's a miracle of how baloney. I stood up on the car hood and laughed and laughed. Never forget that. But that was a miracle, man.
It's because of you, Anthony.
"You're always doing this to me." I said, "Here's a Saint of lost articles, only chicks. He helped
Yeah.
you, man. I made me laugh. So anyway, I thought I had a little history and humor to the story, but
Yeah,
I sure enjoyed laughing. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, man.
I'm telling
Anything
you.
after the sickness I was through and you're going through, oh, man. Tushka, you just be careful. Don't get that. And then, but what I end up
Yes.
having is evidently there's a flu going around, Tushka.
That's confusing people too.
Yeah, there's a flu here. I thought I was gonna die from COVID. Shit, I thought my days were numbered and oh crap.
You're
But
giving
I
up
was
your
ready. And,
stuff. Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. Here I had the flu.
Trying to count, but there's no blessings. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, as things go, I'm getting more educated all the time about this new thing, this variant, and how it changes itself almost instantaneously.
Yeah. Mutates, they call it. It mutates.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell it, but I know what you mean.
That's what it does.
See, I talked for a while now, short of breath.
Oh, well,
That's all right.
keep you in shape.
No question. Yeah. Yeah, kind of right away. Nia. There you go. That's the word. The breath of life. Nia.
Nia.
Yeah. So at least we learned a word today. Nia.
Oh, Nia.
Another word that popped in, echochike. I used to hear my elderly women use that word when I was growing up. Echochike. It's kind of like saying, yeah, whatever is available, echochike. You make the best of it. Echochike, yeah. See, those old time words always come to me, but I never get a chance to use them in a conversation. And that's
So is that a
kind of
man's
sad
word or
because
is that a man's
so,
word?
women
or
like to say that.
it's a woman's
Women like
word,
to
eh?
say that. Yeah.
Ekchochike.
Well, men can use it too if you're,
But
you know,
ekchochike.
if you're on that side, yeah. And there's more and more that's showing up these days anyway. But echochike. Yeah. But I have those kinds of words. Like, I don't know if I told you about one of my students asked me, how do you say turn it up, like a radio or
Oh, yeah.
the sound? Yeah.
Yeah.
So hotai epic. Oh shit. I wrote it down too. Hotai means to be visible. And epic, well, I can't remember now, but I heard. So I had to make up a word for the kids, and that's what I used.
Make it louder.
Picture. Yeah, just
Make it louder.
yeah. Turn it up. Well, sometimes they say bonky, yeah, take it higher, but that's when you're singing.
Yeah.
And which reminds me, let's talk about singing. I suppose we better wait till spring till all of this hopefully goes away before we do our come and sing the
Initiation.
songs.
Well,
Yeah.
that would be appropriate too, when it's budding, when the buds start coming out.
Yeah, that'd
Perfect
really
time.
be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Remember I was telling you about I was eating crackers and cut up my gooms?
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna have to wear my mask. Well, what I did is I got Numsit. My granddaughter has some Numsit for
Yeah.
teeth. I just put that on and then I put in my false teeth.
Better. eh?
$3,000 teeth.
Man.
Anyway, then I got a humidifier. So
Okay. Kinda getting
strict
everything
orders. Strict orders from headquarters.
Oh.
Don't you dare leave your room, man.
I got a question for you, Earl. How would you say
Okay.
Dakoria or Lakolia? Like, how would you say like you're doing things in hiding? Could you say like
Nachmai chana.
Nachmai?
Nachmai, yeah. Dakuk ai chunghe nachmai chana. whatever you're doing it on the sly.
Oh, on the sly. Nachma
Yeah,
echamukta.
yeah,
Nachma echamukta.
nachma. Yeah, when you do it on the sly, like
Oh,
calling your wife by the wrong name or
oh.
First signs of that mental disease, and what do they call that? Losing your memory.
Dementia, Alzheimer's.
Yeah, there's signs of that. Yeah, I'm seeing it now. But that's the first step right there. Don't ever do that, man.
Oh, how I just
The
do.
raft steps in then.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you call me? I said, what did I say?
Get your hearing checked. Yeah.
Where's she from? I go, oh, yeah, oh, now here we go.
Clean your ears. I didn't say that.
It was an accident. Was she? That's you want to act like.
I remember old
No.
four-star used to say if someone couldn't hear you, call them wooden ears. Nuchcha. Nuchcha.
Yeah, Nuchchan.
Nuchcha. That means they
Nuchchan.
don't listen. Nuchcha.
Yeah, the wood part's chan. Yeah. Nuch.
Nuch.
Nuchchan is like an apparatus that you're using to stimulate vibrations.
Mm.
Nuchchan. Yeah.
Nuchcha. Yeah.
That's etymology, you know. I do a lot of that.
They can't
Working on
hear or what?
words and you don't want to hear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He said his
Yeah.
his mom and his aunties and grandmas would tell those little kids that when they were little, they would listen.
Yeah. Pichas. There it is. Pichashni.
Pichash.
Both high. Yeah. Nachum pichashni. It's not audible to the ear. You have to turn it up.
Kind of figuring out everything there,
Learning
Chick.
lots,
Yeah.
man. Here. Yeah, that's why I
Yeah,
like.
well, you know. So anyway, so I don't know specifically what all needs to take place, but I still have to get my voice back yet. It still gives out yet. I tried singing the other day, and if I sing low, you know, I can get by. But if I try to push it harder and higher, it just isn't there anymore.
Oh, you're sick right
So
now.
anyway, so
okay.
yeah, see, but it was happening before because remember I was telling you they yanked that apparatus out of my lungs
Oh, yeah, that's right.
when they brought me out of that anesthetic, they call it.
Yeah.
And man, I couldn't talk for a while. You know? So then after a while, gradually, I started coming back. But my missus said, this is the stuff you use. So
Oh, yeah.
you got a sore throat. Yeah, it numbs your throat so you can talk.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. How are we doing on time? My voice is giving out.
Got about 4 minutes. I'll give a quick plug because
Yeah.
I was listening to Dexter Earl talk about, you know, trying to take that voice high, like back in the old school. This weekend, someone through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, sent me this. It was like a YouTube videos. And I recognized that name, said Earl Bullhead. So I was listening to some of them. Then I went and I downloaded the album. It's called Keeper of the Drum by Earl Bullhead Worldwide. It's got 9-10 songs on there. Black Hill song, Victory song, Memorial song. Yeah, man. And I've heard them on another album, but you kind of overlaid it with some translation. You could still hear the song in the background. Man, it sounds really cool. And then you know, in the language you explain it, and then with some translation. So I highly recommend anybody that wants to listen to some vintage velvet voice, Earl Bullhead, download that album,
Velvet, eh?
iTunes. Heck yeah.
Speaking of,
Oh.
it reminds me of Viola. Shit.
Yeah, Viola, velvet voice.
Yeah, hey, sweetheart that she was. I never saw her. Never seen her in years. High school sweetie, you know. Never get beauty like that.
Yeah, but there's some
Her sh-
love songs on there too for anybody that wants to hear.
oh,
So, yeah.
Steaks. One time I was down and sang for Little Mouse. The chairman down at Pine Ridge invited me to come and sing at his inauguration. That was nice. That was nice. I went down there and here. When I was leaving, they said, "Oh, Chuck, we're Jim Billy Mills Hall." He said, "And I could watch him." He said, he said, "Go over there and eat." So I went over there because just before gassed up there, and I walked over there and walked in like that in here. The announcer, I don't know who he was. He said, "Oh, ho, ho." He said, Cheryl Bull is in the house. I should turn around and leave in here. They asked me to come and share a song, you know. The only thing on my mind was that song about traveling all over because that's from that area.
Yeah.
You know, I'm traveling around looking for a big family. That song. I sang that like that. Ate, said goodbye, and I left. She got home like that in here. Woke up next morning. She said, "What are you doing singing love songs on a Pine Ridge here?"
Looking for big
How did she
families.
hear about it? How did she hear about it that fast? You need grapevines faster than a telephone, and
Moccasin telegraph.
Was that before the internet?
Yeah,
Shit, that
cracked me
Moccasin
up.
telegraph is way faster than even the
Way
internet.
faster than the internet. Kev.
Even the internet can't compete with that Moccasin telegraph. Mess
Shoot.
up one time, you'll find
Oh.
out.
I did one time. I did. I was working with Peasley, selling tapes. Everything I sold from his gift shop in Albuquerque. If I signed it, he'd give me $5.
Yeah.
So I'll make some eat money, you know. So I was up there showing it, and then just said, "That's you." And I said, "Yeah, you want to sign that for you?" "Sure," you know. So tapes and CDs and stuff. Yeah. All of a sudden, I heard my name announced. And at the pit, it's all downstairs, you know, way down in there. Well, what the heck? Earl Bullhead, please report to the announcer stand. Earl Bullhead. I thought maybe something went wrong at home or something. So, they know me. I went down the stairs, got down to the bottom. He said, "You're up." "What?" He said, "You're up. First one's up." I said, "What do you mean up?" And he said, "Your son signed you up. You guys going to sing." "Oh, okay." Son looked at me and I said, "What are we going to sing?" So he's singing this one. So I hung it up there. I lost it. I blew it. Couldn't correct it. Oh, jeez. So he took it up. Saved the day.
Oh man.
So, sometimes that happens. What the heck, you know?
You ever do that and then just
Not as-
start on a different song?
Oh, yeah, geez. Especially some of the recordings.
Oh, okay.
A friend of mine, he sang that flag song. We've sang that flag song, South Dakota flag song. Oh, many places, Powell's near. They said he asked him to sing that at the basketball game, and he said he lost it.
All by himself, too.
Everybody standing up and waiting. Hey, out there, he said, "I didn't know how to recover." He said.
Yeah.
I said, "So." I said, "It happens." I said, "Don't worry about it. Go away. Don't worry about it. It happens." Okay, we're not alone, you know.
What about Tom and them?
We
They're
make-
sitting at that drum, that Cottonwood Boy and whatnot. And they're about 6 different songs. They're all singing 6 different songs. Each one started a different song.
Holy
Grand
crap.
entry, too, I think.
Oh man, we'd go.
That happens. That happened to us a number of times. I said, "Stick around, stay at the drum. You don't know what's going on here. They're having a contest here every year. Stay around here." And you hear him and Richard. I sang the lead for them and he hit the drums, so they started. So I hung it up there like that. Yeah, they both of them came in like that. And here are two different songs. And
Yeah.
so I had to kind of overlap and get louder than them and straighten it out. And here a friend of mine, he said, Misha, he said, I was going to second two, but those two sound like they were arguing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I was talking, that's the one I meant.
He said,
sound like they were arguing."
They told my friend to take it up. These old guys, the old singers, they told him, I said, okay, I think so we'll pick it up. So I thought, he said he had a new song from Ute Country. The drum up high, put his hand up here. Jeez, he took off. His mouth wide open. Nothing coming out. Pretty soon he came down like that. The only thing you could hear when he hung it up was the dogs are barking in it.
Next.
Not that high. And
All the dogs are running over that way.
they got through singing and the old man came on and said, sound like a couple of puppies fighting over a piece of meat. I can't.
Okay, you guys are getting bad now. You better cut it off, Coach Kai. You
Yeah, we
better-
better.
Better smudge up, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's kind of getting out of hand here. I think the illness got him.
Shut it down. Yeah, COVID. It messed with his mind. We gotta shut
Too
it down.
many, too many after effects.
Yeah, yeah. Wopida, both of you for joining us today and sharing with us. Definitely, we want to take this very seriously, and we thank you for sharing that good advice and for the laughs and the stories. Both these guys, I'm really looking forward to watching Dexy Tommy and Dr. Drew. So just be on the lookout for that. So with that, relatives, we'll see you next week.
Don't sing it.
Don't
Oh,
stop.
yeah, here, don't take it up. Don't take it up, man.
Hey, ha, ya, hey, ha, ya, hey, ya.